No longer and not yet. That's a quote by Nancy Levin, who was a transformational coach and poet. And I'm sharing that quote with you today because I'm finding it very relevant to life. I've shared in previous episodes that life is in a constant state of transformation. Before we get into the episode, you've landed on the Me&my Health Up podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Hartcher, nutritionist, mind coach, and lifestyle medicine specialist. The purpose of this podcast is to enhance and enlighten your well-being. And today, you have me doing that just for you. So let's get into this quote around Nancy, around no longer and not yet, right? So it's the honoring the space between no longer the old self, but honoring the transformation to the new self. And we need to embrace that in all aspects of life because life is in a constant state of flux, in a constant state of transformation. It's never static, it's never still. And we can get back to the principles or a natural law around the first law of thermodynamics, which is energy cannot be created or destroyed, but only transform from one form to another. And that's life, right? We're constantly utilizing energy and expending energy. So we have energy coming in, energy going out, and it's in a constant state of transformation, that energy. And that's what we bring to life is our form of energy. We take energy from the environment and transform it into a manifestation of us, an output of us. And so in terms of this quote, it really resonated with me around seasons. I had a conversation with our neighbor, and the neighbor was talking about, it's so great. It's feeling like summer. Today's beautiful, beautiful. And then all of a sudden, he's then thinking ahead. The weather forecast is it's getting colder again. And he's going, what can it be like this? I like this side. I like it on the warmer side. I don't want to go backwards. And so weather is in a constant state of flux and transformation. No two days are exactly the same. The temperature will be different. The wind direction will be different. The cloud cover will be different every day. And in actual fact, throughout the day, it's constantly changing and transforming. Like it's never really the same rain all day. The rain varies in pace and quantity. So it's constantly transforming the weather. It's never static. And it's very much like seasons. So at the moment here in Sydney, Australia, in the Southern Hemisphere, we're entering summer. We're currently in that state of, or in that season of spring. And spring is, we have warm days, cooler days, consecutive warm days, then consecutive, it's in a constant state of flux. And even summer is in a constant state of flux. Early summer, we have more dry heat. Later summer, more wet heat. And so the heat dynamics changing, the humidity's changing, but it's in a constant state of flux. And you can still have cooler days in summer and super hot days in summer. So it's in a constant state of flux. So the weather's always, our environment's in a constant state of flux. Our energy that we receive from the environment's in a constant state of flux. So when the sun's out, you're feeling more energized. When it's warmer, you feel more energized. There's more energy to extract from the environment. On days that are cooler, darker, we don't feel that we have as much energy. But that's because, we can only extract what we can get from the environment and leverage or transform that into something of us, an expression of us. So this is the same with careers, right? So like you've got a promotion. So you're no longer the title of that old person and you're now got the new title. But there's a transformation between the old title and new title. You'll still be doing and helping someone do the old role, and you'll be still pulled back into the old role whilst you're transitioning into the new role. And same with the new role, you'll be learning the new role from the previous person and the people around you. And so there's that, although the titles have changed and it's no longer this title, and now you feel like you should be this title or performing at this, but you realize you're not there yet. And so we need to honor that space for transformation, hold that space for transformation. And this applies to health, for example. So health is like, I've been bad, so to speak. People say, Lee, I've been eating badly for weeks or months, and I feel terrible. I want to get healthy again. And so they're letting go of the old self in terms of unhealthy habits and embracing the new self, which is embracing new habits. But as you know, when you go and embrace the new habits, you'll slip back into old habits. And so it's in a constant state of transformation. It's not that we just leave behind the old and just go straight to the new and never revisit the old. We take parts of the old with us, and we're extracting and building on the parts of the new. And so we need to honor that space and hold that space and hold it in the sense that, yes, not every day is going to be a great day around health. You're going to have your more challenging days, more temptation days. And so it's really embracing the journey that I'm embracing to be a more healthier person. I'll make more healthy decisions than non-healthy decisions. And it's embracing that incremental growth, that incremental transformation. It's the same with finances. So you could be like spending a lot of money and then all realizing that the money's dwindling, you have got less to spend and thinking, oh, I better start, improving the way I manage money. And so you're going to start to better manage money. But so then that's going to go in a state of transformation. So you're no longer the big spender, but you still need to spend money. It's not as if you can just stop spending money and never spend money again. So so financial health is always in a constant state of transformation. Like you might decide one day that, I want to better manage my money and have more income than outgoings and accumulate wealth. And so but that's a process, because your outgoings will increase slowly over time, inevitably, with inflation and other commitments and responsibilities, such as having children or having a pet or something like that, or maintenance on the house. So there will be, over time, outgoings. And it's just making sure that the outgoings aren't getting above the income. But maybe one month they do, like in business, for example. So you can have a couple of good months where you create a surplus of income, less outgoings, and then all of a sudden you've got less income and more outgoings. But overall, on the bigger picture, you're winning. You've got more surplus months than deficit months. That's the same with managing your household budget. You'll still have your months where you may slip into deficit, but it's honoring the space that you're on this journey to creating more surplus, to creating more wealth. Same with health. You're on the journey to having more healthier days than unhealthier days. And so this plays out in relationships as well. So like, I'm no longer in this relationship and I'm looking for something new. I'm looking to whether have a better relationship with self or find another relationship. And you want to honor that space. However, yes, things of the old relationship will pop up. There'll be people in the street that remind you of the old person. And so it never disappears. It will come with you in some form, in some way, but it's in a transformed form. You're seeing it in others. You're not seeing it in that person anymore. And like, so this is always going to happen with relationships. And there'll be parts of you that you're thinking you want to leave behind but that part of you comes with you, and it's more embracing that part of you and loving that part of you, as opposed to wishing it would go away or wishing it would disappear. It's always going to be a part of you. It's just honoring what it is and how it serves, as opposed to seeing it as a bad trait of yours, or being hard on yourself, because you're going to constantly run into that trait in other people and feel bad about it within yourself. And so you're never going to let go of it, regardless of if it was a trait that you exhibited in the old relationship, you'll keep seeing it in new relationships. But it's embracing it for what it is. And so a lot of this honoring the transformation is really accepting where you're at in the transformation, and not wishing you were further closer to the not yet, or further away from the no longer. It's embracing where you're at in the state of transformation and seeing the blessings in where you're currently at. So I'm constantly on this with a health journey. Like I'm always looking for these incremental improvements, incremental gains, but they don't happen overnight. They happen over time, and I don't know when that time period's going to come. And then again, I'll be probably in a new state of transformation by the time that period comes. And so it's in a constant state of flux. Like you never really just arrive there and then things stay static. Something new will come in that will disturb your equilibrium, or your niceness, or your celebration, and you'll have a new challenge, a new problem. And that's this constant state of transformation and growth. And in a sense, every time we overcome a new problem, we're going into a new level of problems that we can take on. That's growth, right? So you've now overcome the previous problem and you're better off for it, but it doesn't stop there. You'll get new problems and you'll have more resources and tools to deal with that problem. And this is this constant state of transformation and growth. And it's honoring the space between no longer the old problem, but not yet, or I'm going to get some new problems, and accepting that there's always going to be new challenges, new problems in your life. And the purpose is to find ways to overcome them and grow into that new space, honor that new space for what it is for that period of time. And then it's in this constant state of transformation and flux. So I really hope you enjoyed this enlightening episode of Me and My Health Up. If you're stuck in the period of transformation and you're looking for help, I'd be happy to chat with you. And please reach out for a free discovery session with me and find out how I can help you through that point of stuckness or not being able to move forward, or help you find the blessings of where you're at and appreciate where you're at, as opposed to thinking, I'm still not there yet. I'm not there yet. When are we going to be there yet? So that is a constant moving target, and life is in a constant state of transformation and flux. Embrace it for where you're at in that state of transformation. See the blessings, see the challenges as opportunities to grow into new space, and honor that space, and constantly honoring where you're at and the growth of which has got you to where you are today in terms of the problems you've overcome. So it's good looking back and seeing that the problems that once were big in your world are no longer big in your world, because you have the tools and ability to overcome that problem. But now you've got new problems, and now you've got to find new ways to overcome that problem. So if you feel a bit stuck in that space of transformation and needing some assistance to move forward, I'd be happy to chat with you. Reach out to me and we can have a free catch up and a conversation around how you can embrace the state of transformation and continue to become the best version of you. Thanks for listening to this episode of Me and My Health Up. Please share it with others that could benefit from this wisdom. And until next time, continue to health up.